Chargers head coach Anthony Lynn strongly backed Taylor as the starting quarterback over rookie Justin Herbert. Spears, what's your reaction to everything going on here with the Chargers?
First of all, you hope that Tyrod will recover from this in 100% manner, and you feel bad for him because this guy has had opportunities to play, and he's played well and took advantage of a lot of those opportunities. The second thing is, man, I've seen 1,000 shots administered in locker rooms before a game, and I have never heard of this happening. So I just don't understand how it gets to this point with a doctor that is doing these on a major basis. Players get painkiller shots every Sunday. Like, it's not just Tyrod may not, but my point is every player, every guy that's been in the league has either seen or been a part of taking shots to kill pain. But to hear that a lung was punctured just blew my mind. I mean, the first thing I thought about was how? Like, these dudes are professionals and people can make mistakes, but you get to a point where you're like, dang, man, it is something you have administered over and over again, and you punctured a lung doing it?
Yeah, listen, this is super unfortunate for Tyrod. My hat's off to him. Obviously, a really tough dude. Guys, I've had this shot twice in my life. I think maybe 3 times. I had it once in college and once in the NFL. I've seen it happen to other quarterbacks. Every single got told beforehand that there was the potential that could happen. Unlikely, but that was a potential that the lung could get punctured. We all say, yes, give me the shot anyway because it's so unlikely. And I just think it's one of those unfortunate situations. The NFLPA and the NFL will figure it out. It's tough for Tyrod, but this is not surprising to me that it happened because I sat in that chair before and was told it could happen.
It was bizarre to begin with because to think, like, what could he have possibly done to hurt himself that bad before a game that they would just insert Justin Herbert like that, and to find out that it was his own medical staff and their dereliction of duty that did it. Doctors have advised Taylor not to play indefinitely, but of course Lynn said, if Tyrod's 100%, he's our quarterback, and he better be. Chargers host the Panthers on Sunday. Thank you to Dan and Marcus. Real recognize real, and y'all are looking real familiar. Marcus, which one, Cousins or Carson Wentz, is least likely to turn it around this season?
El, I hate to disappoint you because I know where you wanted me to go, but it's Kirk Cousins. And listen, watching that last game against Indy, Kirk looked shook. And Adam Thielen called him out. He was able to turn the season around, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But one of the problems is he thinks Adam Thielen is the only guy that plays wide receiver for their team. The second thing is you take a sack because you avoid going to your right and just getting out of the end zone. That's something quarterbacks should know. And then the other thing is you make sure Darius Leonard almost picked him off on the out route. So right now he's just playing scared. And it does not bode well for what he wants to do. He tried to take a shot to Adam Thielen in double coverage. If he waited another half a second, he got a tight end coming across the middle of the field. It's just a lot of elementary things that he's doing wrong. And you ask yourself, because of the success that he was able to have last year after retooling, why is he back at this point? But this has been one of the conversations about Kirk Cousins. What has the saying always been? At some point, Kirk Cousins will Kirk Cousins.
I see the shot that you tried to take there, by the way. Most quarterbacks are just used to playing against Marcus Spears types of defensive linemen, just average guys. So when the dominant defensive tackle comes, it's a little bit alarming. I'm going to agree with Marcus. I think it's Kirk Cousins. Why? One, do you have the people to do it? Like they severely miss Stephon Diggs. And so I think just the threat of another receiver outside of Thielen that's proven is a big part of this. Two, the interior of their offensive line is playing very poorly. And that's not something that's going to get fixed, especially with like the new rules with the NFL and how many times you could practice in pads. And three, Kirk Cousins right now, watching him play quarterback is like watching a teenager learn how to drive stick shift. It's just stop, start, herky-jerky. There's no rhythm to it. And he's a rhythm-based player, and he's just playing so fast. So they got to get it fixed real quickly. Their defense is missing some really important players. Now Anthony Barr out. So I'm going to agree with Marcus and go with Kirk Cousins. even though he decided to take that shot at me.
With regards to Marcus Spears, I'll have you know he was one of the highest-rated tight ends coming out of high school before he went to college. All-around athlete.
I have to hear this every week. I have to hear this every week that Marcus Spears is the best tight end ever.
Matt, don't worry about it. Only athletes recognize athletes, man. It's okay.
That's it.
We know only athletes recognize them.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.